Hello, this is Pastor Chris Wilson at St. Andrew Christian Church, and here to talk about my sermon this coming week on August the 17th. I began a new series entitled Cultivating Awakening, and last week the focus was Sabbath looking inward and creating spaces for yourself, and the first step in any kind of major shifts or changes or ideas about how we want our life to be whole and thriving. Authors Abbott and Blythe talk about the first step being looking inward, or kind of a Sabbath or an awareness of God in your life. And that was kind of the first piece of that. The second piece, which we'll address this coming Sunday, the second step or piece in the puzzle is called context, looking outward. And the reflection text will be from 2 Corinthians chapter 5. It talks about being a new creation in Jesus Christ and being an ambassador for Christ. And the important piece with context is we don't want to just go out into the world and do so blindly. It's important to know our own sense of where we fit in the matrix of the systems in which we live. For instance, I am a white male, and I need to know where I live and what context I'm in and where I come from, and when I speak and just make blanket or general statements about directions I want to go or things I want to accomplish or changes I like to make, I don't do that out of a vacuum. I do that out of a unique, particular context in my life. And so even though a text will tell us we are to kind of look at each other with a sense of equity, we have to understand that we come with different histories and different understandings and different senses of either having power or no power, being in the loop or marginalized in some way. And so this Sunday, the second part, before you act or respond or discern ideas, the big piece is knowing your place in the larger narrative, the larger story of the world in which we live. It could be your neighborhood, your community, your sense of self in terms of where you are in a sense of where other people are in their own sense of context. So that will be kind of the thrust of the message. And sometimes if we don't pay attention to context, we go into the world and think we're doing good, we can actually create a lot more harm or damage in our relationships with people if we don't have a better understanding of looking outward and seeing where we fit in that outward setting or that outward context. So I hope you'll join us on Sunday as we dive into this second piece of this 4-week series on cultivating awakening. And it must be said too that it's not just about your personal cultivating awakening, it's also a congregation sense of where its own sense of context is in the work it's called to do. So hope you join us on Sunday.